in this activity, we are going to replicate an artist's work using sketching techniques. So we know our artist is Sean Tan. So replicate means to make an exact copy of the work. And the first thing I'm going to do is stick in my learn the intention. And we're going to write the date just above it, and I'll let you do that whilst I'm sticking mine in. So we're going to choose an image that appeals to us of the illustrations by Sean Tan, and I've got a selection here. And I am going to choose the fish. So I'm going to cut the fish out. And yours doesn't have to be the fish, so have a look through the images, which one appeals to you, and select your illustration. And we are going to cut the image in half and we're going to stick it into our books, because we are going to explore, using pencils, some sketching techniques to draw the second half. I'm going to cut mine here. So it's not half, but it's where I can continue my fish drawing. So I'm going to now stick that in. I'm sticking it quite in the middle of my page, because remember, we can draw above it, below it, and the rest of the creature or the animal to the side. It just gives us a little bit more space to do that. Okay. So in the missing space here, we are going to sketch our animal. So if you get out your images pack, I've got a selection of eagles or falcons and parrots, the ugly fish, rabbits, mythical dragon creatures, some more birds and fish. So these are there to help us. We can recognise what we can see in our picture. So in my picture, I recognise this as the start of a fish, and we are going to attempt to draw the other half. So using some of the images, we are going to now start to sketch in the space. And we know our lines have to start here and here to continue the fish. Okay, so first of all, find some of the lines that we can extend. We've got the end of the building here, pavement, and I'm just lightly pushing that out here. Above the picture, we've got a series of windows, and I know we have been drawing buildings recently, so if you're more comfortable, we can start off by continuing the windows. And look how small them windows are in comparison to the scale of the fish. So we've got the picture of this man here, and same here. Just going to sketch in to help us. Okay, my fish is going to end here. I'm going to add this line in. Remember, if you put a light pressure with your pencil, we can edit some of the lines. So I'm going back to my image here. Can you see this line? I know it's at a slightly different angle. I'm adding in this shape. So we're breaking down what we can see into recognisable shapes, just like we did in our building exercise. Okay. And then we've got the under part of our fish, and I'm going to be doing it so it kind of is moving at an angle, like just how my hand is, like kind of that. So we've got this giant fin gill here. Like so. And then our fish curves into the background. So I've done an arrow to show you. And we know because this is at the front and the fish is at the back, this part is going to be slightly smaller as it curves round. Curve round like here. And I'm going to draw the next fin. And we can add different features that we recognise in our fish. Okay, so that's the rough outline of my fish. Now we need to make it look a little bit more like the picture. So this bottom part is quite dark, so I am going to push a little bit harder with my pencil and start to shade in this area here. And it has to go all the way up to the fish. Okay. I'm pushing a little bit harder now on my lines just to create the outline, because now I'm happy with them lines. It doesn't matter if we push a little bit harder. And look at some of the detail in the fish. Look at all them little marks, like little squiggles, little circles, and we're going to see if we can add that. The more detail we add, the more it's going to blend into our picture. And then lines close together. Show this top fin. Remember, we're going to link us back to the mood of this fish. It's quite intimidating to these people here. Okay, so we need to make it quite dark, quite bold in our shading and our sketching. So our lines need to be harsh and dramatic to reflect the mood of the picture. By doing these harsh lines like so, it creates a sense of movement as the fish is moving through our picture. So the best sketches are made up of recognisable shapes. I've got lines here, I've got close together, I've got my circles, and I am really observing what I can see in the picture and carrying that across. So do the same with yours, and that shading has to be a lot lighter at the top compared to the bottom. So as we are moving to the top, I'm going to push slightly lighter on my pencil. That helps make the fish stand out. Because this bottom part, as it curves around, is the shadow, and the top part is where the light hits it. So I'm just going to spend some time now adding in some scales and some detail. I quite like the circles. I'm trying to make it as bold and as scary as possible. And with sketching, you don't have to have perfect lines. Your lines can show some movement. We can make them pavement lines now a little bit darker. Follow some of these lines. And let's add in extra windows. This helps really highlight the scale of our fish, but we're not going to add any shading to this background. We add some curved lines to our fish. It shows the curve and the 3D element coming through. The curves have to be, the lines have to curve in the direction of the fish. So down here I'll show you exactly what I mean. So our fish is roughly an oblong type oval shape, and we are going to curve, and when we get to the middle, our middle line is quite straight, and then we curve the other way. Okay, and then we follow the top line and bend the other way. So our middle lines are quite straight. The top lines are this one and this one. That one curves that way and the other one curves the other side. And same as here. This line curves, curves. These ones are straighter, and then it curves back in. And just by doing that, it starts to bring that shape out of the page and become a little bit more 3D. Okay, so I'll let you finish your sketches, and if you want to, you can add in extra people, like I have at the bottom of the page. I've extended part of the building, and it really helps shape the scene of your sketch.